I knew when I was going to sit down I was going to do a video, but I don't know what to talk about. I have a lot of topics in mind in general, but right now they're not coming. So I guess this will be about spontaneity. So, as it's happening in action, basically, the thing that stops a person from engaging totally and fully with reality as it is their own set of concepts, their own set of conditioning, which is deeply rooted and hard to shake. This conditioning can take you so far. If you have a good set of habits, like a good work ethic and a good whatever, it can set you up to live a materially comfortable life and a generally sound and good life, right? But there's no aspect of conditioning that can fully encapsulate or protect against everything that happens in life, because no matter how well you construct everything, it's bound to decline eventually. Every tree, all these beautiful trees that are here, they'll die. And hundreds of years prior, there were other trees here or somewhere else that are born and died, as if there have been millions and billions of people, trillions, quadrillions of life forms and so forth, each expressing themselves different. There's some music, right? That's an expression, some form of expression of life. There's some handprints there, maybe some kids' handprints, right? I didn't even notice that till now. I've come here so many times, right? It's an expression. And those kids' hands are bigger now than they were when they made those. Even if it's by a day, they're slightly bigger. But those people are growing. So my point is that everything is subject to loss eventually. And it behooves somebody to, I've lost things. My dad died when I was 25, and that's fairly early. I've lost other things too, and that's allowed me to loosen up and allow myself to sink into the universe more, sink into the world, sink into my life and destiny, rather than the specific conditionings I had. Oh, you got to do this, you got to think like this, you got to be like this, you got to do this, something within this range of academic or white-collar inclination careers. And that whole line of thinking that was put into me was based upon the notion of safety and security. It was based on a tried and true and trodden path that had been done by millions of people before me, which is guaranteed to work to whatever extent that it does. It completely discounts any individuality that I might have, anything different that I can bring to the table of earth and life that would be better suited in other domains than in those. And so, as time has gone on, and as I've seen the dysfunctionality and the downfalls of rigid thinking that doesn't encapsulate for my own individual expression, and as I've lost things, I've just allowed myself to soften with respect to my adherence to my own rules, in a sense, and allow myself to engage in a much more free manner. And as a result, I've been able to cultivate deeper skills and powers within myself that have changed me internally more than anything else could have. I'm a musician now, I'm a tennis player, and the results of the white-collar work life I don't have at present with respect to financial security and stuff, but that's okay, because I am here. And I have a security, in a sense, a deeper security, if you want to look at it this way, of being in touch and in tune with the universe without needing to erect some sort of auspice in order to protect myself against it, in a sense. I'm engaged with the truth of myself which was born through me into this world to be expressed to whatever effect or extent it may have on the surrounding world. And so it's been something of a much greater happiness. I believe it will lead to better financial results in time. But there's still more dissolution for me to do. There's still more of my own wiring that is yet to be challenged, that needs to become undone. Like, for example, if I'm too meek, right? Again, they have impulses in me telling me to be a little more assertive, a little more authoritative. The conditioning would say, No, just go back to being meek. Being meek is safe. And it is safe. Nobody will hurt you when you're meek. Nobody will disagree with you when you're meek. But you also can be of no effect. You also are a slave then to the people around you who are more assertive in a sense. And I don't want to be like that, but my conditioning would tell me to be so. I don't want that. So it's being able to step out of myself in order to become something greater. It allows the letting, it warns the letting go of who I am at present. In the Beatles, in 67 or 66, whenever they were making Sgt. Pepper, McCartney said that they decided to stop being the Beatles, and so then they made this alternate fairy tale band called Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and they were no longer John, Paul, George, and Ringo. They were whoever this new band was, and then they made a whole new different set of sounds. And in reality, on Earth, it's the same four human beings producing this, and so it's a Beatles record ultimately. What's the album called? It's called Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And it starts with this like circus type of thing. Oh, it's Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. We hope you will enjoy the show. We'd love to have you here and stuff. And that's considered their best. It's considered the greatest album of all time on Rolling Stone magazine. How? They stepped out of themselves. They stepped out of the conditioning. And when they did so, it allowed many other people in the world around them to do so as well. That was one of the great magics and glories and beauties of the 60s, which I've read about and heard about and watched on TV and YouTube and stuff. I haven't been there, clearly, but there's a great magic about that, and they played a part in that by allowing themselves to step out of their own life into something greater. So, and it comes through spontaneity. So, let's be spontaneous.